Hey, what's up, guys? It is Matt, and it is Sunday, December 3rd. We're about to do our Worm Wednesday video. As y'all know, I shoot these on the weekends and then upload them and make them public on Wednesdays. I'm going to apologize for the scruffy looking beard and the need of a haircut. I've been on leave this week, so when you're on leave, that kind of stuff isn't the highest priority. It's a chance to let your face rest and all that. So I'm gonna turn on the light and we will get this update going. All right, so we're gonna pop the top on the vermi bag here, and I'm gonna warn you, there are less worms than there were last week. And it is, let me get this up. It is 100% on purpose. So as this week has gone by, I knew we were going fishing and I knew I would need some worms. So this week I've just been harvesting worms that are feeding on top. If you remember, I fed on top, and I did, and it worked out, so that way I was able to quickly harvest fishing size worms. So I took about 200 out of the system because I wasn't sure how many we would need, and I will be putting them back in when we're done fishing for the week. So look at that cardboard right off the rip. You can see some little mites running around. Not a big deal. There's not a whole lot of them, so I'm not really worried about it. Let's shake off the cardboard, get any castings out of it. So these guys have worked through this cardboard pretty good. Just tunneling through it. There's castings in through there. So obviously they like the cardboard. So if you remember last week, I fed on top with a little bit of dry bedding. One thing I did was I came in and put some eggshell in so they had some grit. You can see the white pieces of eggshell there. There are no worms feeding on top, and I'm not really surprised by that. But right there they are, just right below the surface. Juvenile worms. There's going to be more juvenile worms than anything else in here, because of my harvest of big worms, basically. Look at them little guys. Little bitty worms. I'm not gonna dig too deep because I've been pretty rough on this bag this week digging out worms. As you can see, I didn't take all the breeder worms. Right here is a good looking Euro with the clitellum right there. That's how you know it's a breeder worm. You can see a striping in that yellow tail. It's kind of a boring update because of, oh, there's some good sized worms. So I didn't completely decimate the bag by taking these fishing worms. As you can see, I definitely slowed it down on eating some, but this stuff's looking good. This is all just looking good, and they're breaking down this bedding slowly but surely. I've got a feeding this week that is about 1.8 pounds, so almost 2 pounds. And they've broken down a lot of the paper that has been put in here over time. It's just these big pieces that are going to take a while to break down. So I was going to add some wet bedding. Make sure I ain't got no worms here. You can see I'm really squeezing that, and I'm getting, it's moist, but not, nothing's really, a couple drips. So, oh, I don't think it needs any wet bedding. As always, I did not thaw my food, so my food is frozen still. That's how I keep moisture in the bag. I don't really add any moisture through the week. I don't add really anything through the week. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dump this feed in here and let you guys see what's on the menu for this week. First, let me put some dry bedding down. got some dry bedding out of a bucket I had sitting out there. Looks like mostly shredded cardboard this week. Yeah, shredded cardboard, a little bit of shredded paper from the office. So there we go. I'm gonna put my food right on top of it, and then I'll throw some castings over it to keep the stink down. So it looks like we've got some apple slices, green beans. We eat a lot of green beans in this house, if you couldn't tell. Some carrots. From what I've been seeing, those will probably be in the bag, you know, as long as I live. But they've at least been frozen. Boy, there's a lot of carrots in there. All right. And I have a problem. I have a whole bag of bananas that we got to make banana bread with. But, you know, sometimes as things happen, we didn't get the banana bread made before they started to turn. So I just chucked them in the freezer, and I'm going to feed them all to the worms eventually, but I don't want to overload the system with bananas. So I'm just gonna take one a week and throw it in here and let them do their thing with it. I split it open to make sure that the worms can get to the gooey good stuff right off the rip. What do you guys think? Should we feed in front of the vermi window this week? I think that is a good idea. So I'm gonna holler out me a little spot here. Push all this dry bedding. And the black stuff that was on top of the dry bedding, that was coffee grounds. I drink cold brew coffee a lot. So I always have a lot of coffee grounds. What I've started doing is just saving them in a bucket. And about once a week, I just take that bucket and mix it with whatever dry bedding I'm going to do. All right, so I'm feeding right in front of the vermi window, basically everything. I'm gonna have to do a little work on my vermi window. My son, my adorable 2-year-old son, loves the vermi window, and he likes to press against the vermi window. So I think it started to come loose a little bit. When I do my first harvest, in about a month and a half, I will go through and fix that with a little bit of hot glue. So what I'm doing, guys, in order to not dig down too deep into the bag, I'm just taking castings and sloping them up against this to keep that smell down. Last week when I top fed, I did not cover my food with castings, and after about day 2, it started to stink. So I just threw castings over it, and that solved that problem. So I wanted to make sure I did it right this week. So from right here, I'm at the top of the zipper, and back there I am about 10 inches down. As you can see, there's a good slant going down. And I am sure that these worms will probably find a way to level this out through the week. But we'll see. That's a bill. He's short, but he's fat. There are eggshells all through here. I made sure of that. I'm gonna grab a handful of garden lime and sprinkle on here just so there's grit available for the worms. Well, that's it, guys. About a 9-minute video this week. And if you could, please like, share, subscribe to my video, hit that little bell thingy so you get my notifications, and tell your friends about me. Leave your comments, and I'll talk to you later.